Hello and welcome to the Willow Witch Tarot channel. So we are doing a quick and clear reading for some guidance on a yes or no situation you have in mind. So consider your situation in each pile, depending on which pile you choose. We're going to be using a different tarot deck. So for pile 1, this is the deck we are using. This is the Herbcrafter's Tarot, and I'm just going to show you a couple of cards there so you can see what it looks like. Beautiful. For pile 2, we'll be using the Shadowscapes Tarot. Just a few cards so you can see what it looks like. And for pile number 3, this is the Magical Nordic Tarot. So you can see what that looks like there. Lovely. I love all of these tarot decks. So beautiful. Okay. So you can choose your pile at any time. The timestamps will be listed below. And if you're drawn to more than one or have a couple different scenarios in mind, then you can always look at more than one pile, of course. And we will get more into the reading details when we get into your pile. So I will see you in your piles. Okay, pile number 1, hello and welcome to your reading today. So we are doing a yes or no clear guidance on a situation or scenario that you have in mind that you need some clarity, some advice on. So we'll be actually looking at the past, present, and future of this situation. So here we go. We've got past, present, and future. Wow. Okay. So past is 7 of Earth, which is the 7 of Pentacles in this deck. For the present, you have the Lovers, and for the future, you have the Chariots. This is an absolutely gorgeous card. I love that it looks like the tree of life there with branches and roots. So something here has deep roots. It looks like you're asking about a situation that in the past you've actually put a lot of hard work and effort. Look at this whole basket of acorns next to this oak tree here. So it feels like something that might have, significance for generations to come and even generations past. It could be something where you're building a legacy, or you are hoping to have a harvest and you've put a lot of hard work in but haven't seen that harvest just yet. I see you even studying. It could have something to do with academics. It could be a relationship. It could be a career path. It could be a passion project. It could be your, financial legacy. Could be so many different areas here, right? So this is definitely a general reading, not getting any really clear indications that it's like one area of your life or another. So whatever it resonates as for you, definitely very open for any type of situation here. Now, clearly you've put a lot of hard work. I can see very strongly that you are really hoping for a bountiful, good, prosperous, positive harvest from this. So I already feel very strongly that you are hoping for a yes from this reading. Now, I will say from the indication here with these just simple 2 other cards, it is coming through as a yes, and I'll get into why. There are a couple of caveats here, so let's get into it. So the Lovers here, interesting depiction here with the 2 different wreaths and the brambles, the thorns crossing in the middle. It kind of calls to mind that saying of, there's no rose without a thorn, or like you can't enjoy a rose without the thorn, or I forget exactly what the saying is, but that's being called to mind here. I'm also being called to like the image of, this holly, and then this is like a spring. It's kind of like 2 opposites complementing each other. And where you overlap, there could be some pain. But it's not a bad pain. It's a growing, necessary, healing sort of pain. And so I can see here that there's growth in this situation. There may be pain in that growth, especially as two opposing things come together. And that's where the caveat is that the success that is predicted in the future with this Chariot, this very successful yes type of energy, is dependent on your ability and perhaps the ability of another energy. That could be another person, it could be an opportunity, whatever it is. But the two energies here melding together and allowing for some discomfort and some growing pains, and actually allowing for the embracing of the challenges and the difficulty of blending two energies together. So that could pertain to so many different things depending on your situation, but this yes is dependent on your ability to allow for the wholeness of this experience, right? So not just wanting it to just flow smoothly and be wonderful and happy all the time, and at the first sign of something that's painful or difficult or unexpected or unwanted, turning tail and running, right? You're going to have to persevere. You're going to have to push through some brambles. You're going to have to learn to open yourself and embrace the dark sides of yourself, the situation. Everything has a shadow side in addition to light, right? And you have to have both. You can't have one or the other. You have to have both. They balance each other out. So embracing that, coming into a more mature and well-rounded understanding of this situation as you move into it in this present time will allow for that really beautiful success in the future, this victory card, okay? But you definitely have that as a possibility, so that's wonderful. And yeah, I feel like you've already put in so much hard work that you have a lot of reasons to push through this, okay? But as the Lover's card is traditionally a choice card, you do have a choice here, right? So you can choose to turn away from this and try something else. But if you do push through, it looks like it'll be very victorious for you. Beautiful. Okay, well, I hope that gave you some clarity in this situation. Pile number 1, nice, quick, short, simple reading today. So best of luck, and I wish you all a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I hope to see you again in a future reading. If you like this reading, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. It definitely helps the YouTube algorithm, and I hope to see you again in a future reading. Take care. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. I'm already being brought into a bit of a calmer energy as opposed to pile number 1, so very interesting. We are doing a reading today asking for some clear, concise, very straightforward yes or no messages for you about a situation, a scenario that you have in mind. So we're going to be drawing a past, present, and future card for you here to get an idea of what has, kind of like what the background is, what is currently going on, and then also the future of this. Interesting. 5 of Pentacles, and then the Magician for your present. Oh wow, and then the High Priestess. Okay, you can see a lot of progression and growth here. Let's put these aside in case we need a little more clarifiers. But for your past, in this specific situation, scenario that you have in mind, we have the 5 of Pentacles here. And as you can see, and if you're familiar with tarot, 5 of Pentacles is a card of grief, of loss, of kind of, sometimes dwelling over long in that sense of despair and sense of things aren't going to get better, what's the point, kind of this like just feeling of like, I don't have any resources to turn to. And yet the whole, the majority of this card is quite bright and hopeful. There's a butterfly here. There's a little lizard here that's, basically wanting this character here to just reach out, open their eyes, reach out for help. There's help here. There's assistance. There's hope. This beautiful glass, stained glass window is here. In the original Rider-Waite Tarot deck, it depicts somebody right outside of a church, right? And so this is kind of symbolic of that same sort of place of, spiritual nurturing and faith and, support and assistance available for those who seek it. And so there is this strong message of, in the past, in this situation, there's a feeling that you may have lost hope. You may have been in a really difficult, dark, despairing type of place, and yet there was not, hope was not lost. Help was available for you. And I can see in your present here, you've actually managed to turn that into creation. And so it feels like you've used this experience that you've been through, and maybe even that support or help that you received, whether it was, from a place deep within yourself, whether it was externally, whatever it was that helped you to push through this and go on, you've actually managed to turn this into a creative fire. And so that gives me a really positive sense of your trajectory here. With the High Priestess in your future, there is some mystery still, right? So the universe isn't being 100% forthcoming with what is going to happen with the situation. There is kind of this message of it is what you make it. But because we want, we came here specifically for a yes/no answer, I am going to pull a couple more cards on this High Priestess future card to see if we can get just a little more clarity. Okay. We've got three gorgeous cards here. Okay. Thank you, universe. A lot of clarity just came through for us. So I wasn't quite expecting that. Sometimes when we get a, unclear sort of card initially, then that can kind of continue. But clearly with your cards today, we are going to get some clarity. So beautiful. We have the Star, the Empress, and the King of Pentacles. I'm just going to move this so we have enough room to see all of these gorgeous cards here for you. Wow. Beautiful. Okay. So this does come through as a very clear yes, and yet there is some mystery involved here, right? With that High Priestess coming out first and these being the clarifier cards, it feels like you are going to have to persevere through some confusion, some lack of knowing that this is going to work out initially, right? And so even though you're getting this message today and this is clarifying, it seems like, as you go on this path, it may be a steep and winding and twisting road, and you may kind of forget or lose sight of the fact that there is actually this like very positive destined outcome for you. With a Star, it feels very, very like you're being guided. It's meant to be. You're going to get there. Like you have this guiding light it feels like it's coming from within you, because, the High Priestess talks about your intuition, your deep knowing, your way of listening to kind of like the fabric of the universe and tuning into that and then translating that into messages. With this owl here, it's like communicating what cannot be communicated. Reading the signs and turning that into guidance. Okay, so there may be some like kind of esoteric things that happen in your future that you're going to have to interpret, and yet I feel like you will be guided no matter what. You're going to be able to bring this star into the material realm, right, with this King of Pentacles, and the Empress here as almost like the conduit in between. You know, the High Priestess and the Empress have some similarities in their energies as well. So it feels like you are embodying this conduit type of energy and bringing the magical into reality. So I don't know exactly what the situation or scenario that you have asked about, but it really looks like you've come from, I mean, this literal Five of Pentacles to King of Pentacles transformation is almost a complete, you won't even recognize where you started when you end up where you're going. Okay, so it seems extremely positive. As far as a clear yes or no, there is some vagueness here. It feels like you are on the right path, but it is what you make of it. And so whether it's a yes or no for you is going to depend on your ability to transmute the difficult experiences you've gone through in the past into something that leads you on this starlit path. But it feels like the stars are there, they're guiding you. And so what you need to do is follow them, essentially, and then you are guaranteed this King of Pentacles, this Empress, bountiful abundance, fruitful, receiving and achieving so much here. Listen to that inner intuition. So I would say overall, with this clarification here, definitely a strong yes energy coming through, but there may be things that you need to say no to along the way. And I think that's where some of the lack of specific, clear yes or no messaging comes through, is that there is very much a strong yes here for you, but depending on what you came here asking about, it may be a no at first before you get to your yes, right? You may have to say no to some things and then get to that yes, but eventually you will get there. You will find that, and it is very much like on your path. You're being guided, you're being led. So follow that, tune into your own intuitive yes, no guidance and find your yes. Okay, so I think this is a bit of a message of like, you are your own best guide here as well. So however it resonates for you, that is the truth. Follow that, don't doubt yourself. And you'll find your way. All right, pile 2, I hope that this helped some. I know it was a little bit vague at times, but hopefully it did bring you some clarity that you were needing. It definitely goes hand in hand with this Shadowscapes Tarot deck. I always feel like I get these types of really spiritual messages from it. So if you were drawn to the deck, hopefully this is a message that was helpful for you today. So, all right, pile 2, if you like this reading, go ahead and don't forget to like the video. Definitely helps me when you do that. Feel free to share in the comments if you would like to share your experience. I always love reading any of your comments, and I can't wait to see you again in another reading. All right, take care, pile 2. Take care. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your yes, no, clear messages reading. Your deck was actually sitting on my laptop while I filmed the other readings, and it feels very warm. So definitely some warm energy coming through for you here. So maybe you're needing some warmth in this situation, needing a little bit of warmth in this scenario, or maybe it's a situation that feels kind of hot, like a little bit urgent for you. So we're going to get some clarity around this. We're going to pull a past, present, and future card to show us what's going on, what the background of the situation was, the present, and the future. Okay, put this here in case we need to draw any more cards. So for your past, wow, you have the Sun, happiness. For your present, you have the King of Swords, structure. And for your future, oh my goodness, you have the Ten of Cups, joyfulness. Okay, this feels like a very clear yes. This King of Swords with structure is interesting because, you know, we're building a castle here in the past, right? There's happiness. It feels kind of like childlike and playful. This might relate to some sort of childhood dream that you have, or even children themselves, or yeah, it could relate to something going on with like family, or you know, something in that realm. Whatever resonates for you, you'll know kind of what you came here for. King of Swords in your present with structure is interesting because I am getting some messaging that there might be a sense of having to have grown out of some of that childhood, just like not a care in the world. You know, you've had to take on responsibilities. Maybe you're struggling a little bit with that, but it seems like you are, you know, quite responsible. You really have a lot of respect. You're very intelligent. You're being very logical and fair in this situation, whatever it is. If it is something going on with a child and you feel like you're having to really kind of lay down the rule, I feel like there's a message here that that's actually what is good and needed in this situation. You know, even if you maybe at times wish you could just be carefree and play, you know, children need structure, right? They need somebody who can provide that guidance and who makes them feel safe. And I feel like you are doing that in this situation, even if it can be hard sometimes. So that might be a specific message for somebody here. But whatever it is, it does feel like you are being applauded for your the word sacrifice is coming through here. So, you know, okay, I'm getting a message that like people who are in positions of leadership or authority, you know, they make a lot of sacrifices, right? You give, you know, your life is in a way, it's a life of service to those that you are, you know, ruling over or leading or guiding in some way. You know, you can't just live your life for yourself anymore. You have to live your life for the benefit as well of those that you are watching over and in charge of, right? And so definitely is a message there, you know, acknowledging your sacrifice in that way. In the future, we have this beautiful Ten of Cups joyfulness card. And so it does feel like all of your hard effort is going to pay off. And so, yeah, it's kind of like a continue on with what you're doing. Keep going. If there's any advice here, it could be to embody this King of Swords more, right? So if you're still a bit in that sun, you know, really beautiful, happy energy, but maybe there's needs to be a little bit more structure in order to achieve what you are hoping to achieve here. So just giving it a little bit more structure can really help turn this into a yes in your future. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here to indicate that it could be a no. So let's just get one more clarifying card for this King of Swords, just to see if there's anything I'm missing as far as any guidance that you're needing in this situation. Yeah, feeling this one. Yeah, I mean, Four of Pentacles, stability. Really, really clear, pretty cut and dry, honestly, that what you're doing right now, or, you know, if there's guidance, you know, to embody this King of Swords energy a bit more, then you're building stability. You know, remember that you're building stability for yourself. You might be building stability for others as well, or even future, you know, children or future employees, or what, you know, whatever it might be in your world. And that is the correct road to take towards that Ten of Cups future. Got one more card wanting to come out here. Yeah, the Chariot. So kind of like success guaranteed, you know, continue moving in this direction, continue building that structure, you know, even if it's kind of hard at times or you feel like, you know, you worry that you're being too strict maybe with yourself or others. It does seem like you are able to strike that balance, but do remember that structure is necessary in order to have happiness and prosperity and stability and success and victory, right? So, okay, beautiful. So I think that is your message here, pile number 3. I hope that that gave you some clarity on your situation and some guidance. If you liked this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe if you want to be notified of more videos from my channel, and I hope to see you again in a future reading. Take care, pile number 3.